Hi, welcome to the Indie Corner, where we talk about all things independent comics. My name is Lynn.
I'm Christian.
I'm Mikey.
Nice, we did it.
Nice, Lynn. Proud of you.
Yeah.
We're going to be, this is episode 2 of our episodes on Saga, and today we're going to be talking about chapters 7 through 12.
Yay.
Want to jump into it, or do we want to talk about how sad this made us?
I don't know if you want to do like an overall kind of...
I almost cried reading this. It's so
Yeah.
Is this the part where you're finally like just... No, you said you got pretty much up to like chapter...
I read this volume, and then I just didn't read anything after this.
I read up to 17 because I was just enjoying it that much.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it. I know I'm the one who has to have the virgin baby eyes and be like, oh, but it's just so good. I can't wait.
Actually, scratch that. I read the next volume as well. Then I didn't read anything after that.
I was gonna say I thought you were a little bit further ahead.
But like this shit almost made me cry. I was not happy. I was not about it.
Yeah. Emotions.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good stuff. I'll try not to cry while we're doing this.
Bro, I'm crying right now on the inside.
All right, so Lynn, you want to talk about issue number 7?
Yeah.
7?
So it's been a second since I've read these, because I read these like 2 weeks ago. But chapter 7, we start off with a flashback back to Marko's childhood, and it gives us quite a bit of insight onto sort of Reed's point of view with the war and how that sort of played out. Because up to this point, we've gotten a lot of what the war looks like for whoa, my brain is not working. Landfall?
Wreath?
Reed?
Or
no, the wing people is Landfall.
Oh, Landfall. Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of their perspective, not a lot of Wreath. Yeah, whoa, my brain's just not working tonight, so this is going to be a great episode. Yeah, so it goes into a lot about how, his childhood, was one of war. His parents brought him to go watch a battle happen. We're like, don't forget this. Like,
which I thought was messed up. I was like, what?
It's very messed up. Yeah. So he always sort of had like a tough view of life from then. And after seeing that battle, we get thrown back to the ship where it's that meet up with Marko's parents that they did not take too well to seeing Alana and Hazel.
Word.
This immediately turns into an argument because, how dare you be with her? Why the hell was there that ghost child? Why banish the ghost child? Like, just this back and forth. And Marko's like, you know what? No, we're going to talk about this later. I've got to go get our babysitter back.
I love this page.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I love the like magic items in this universe so much. He just takes the armor and dips, and his mom runs after, leaving just Alana and Marko's father there. And
yeah.
Like, wow, okay. I'm glad that I get to stand here in this towel. My father-in-law.
It's gonna be awkward.
Yeah. So after they leave, it just leaves the two of them, and he's trying to be really understanding, and he's like, okay, well, you'll have to excuse my wife. She's a little bit old-fashioned. She didn't expect to see, our son with someone like you. And Alana, of course, her defenses are up the entire time. She's trying to again, brain not working. Sorry, just trying to get away, trying to just protect Hazel.
Mhm.
It gets to a point where the ship decides to protect them as well and tangles Bar up in all of these vines.
I love how she like immediately thinks that like, oh my god, he's a threat. He's trying to kill my baby. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
And it's like,
I just want to meet my grandchild, please.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also just the badass phrasing of "make yourself at home, sir. Just don't forget whose home it is." Like I love
Word. Asserting her dominance.
Yeah. Mouse, my baby.
And then we cut back to Marco, who is landing on, I forgot if they say where they're at just yet, but where Isabelle presumably is.
Yeah.
And of course, this leads to more arguments with them. His mother's very disapproving. She's like, "Yeah, you were some great warrior. You broke your own fucking sword. Like, how great are you really?"
Word.
Ouch, mom.
And it's revealed that one of the freelancers showed up at their door and was trying to find them.
Mm-hmm.
This argument keeps going on until eventually this giant fucking bone comes crashing down. They gotta dodge out of the way.
Word.
And it just leads to this panel where Marco is pushing his mother's head down. He's like, "Don't look. Just trust me. Promise me, do not look. You don't want to look."
Should I put it? Should I put it?
Yeah, I want to look.
So much.
It's so bad.
I hate it.
It's so bad.
It's just like the warts really sell it, you know? It would have been fine if it didn't have it, but the warts just make it so much worse. All right, get rid of it before I throw up.
I remember watching an interview with Brian K. Vaughan, and he mentions this page a lot when he just told Fiona Staples to draw the most disgusting thing you could think of, and she just draws.
I don't know what he's talking about. That's the peak of male perfection. That's quality performance right there. It's a lean, mean muscle machine.
I'm taking this out. I can't look at it anymore. I'm taking it out.
Thank you.
Balls normally gross me out, but especially here.
Yeah.
It's awful.
I just want to also say real quick, with the whole conversation with Marco and his mother. What's the mom's name again? I forget.
That's a good question.
I didn't even bother to remember.
Yeah, did they mention what the mother's name is? I only know Bar because Bar's name was mentioned.
Yeah, I don't remember if it is said at this point.
Well,
it's just like dips.
Yeah, but like I want to say while they're arguing, Marco finds his mom reveals to Marco that like in order for them to like they're trying to track him down, they needed money, so they decided to sell the house, the farm, and he was like, "Why would you do that? How could you be so stupid?" And she slaps him in the face. He's like, "Fuck you! I'm your mother.
Yep.
You don't control my decisions."
Okay, mommy. I'm sorry. I'll be good. All right. Closing thoughts on it?
It's not still going.
It's still going? Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Prince Robot's pursuing. The Will is sad about the stock. And then cut back to Alana and Bar, who she's just munching down on some fruit, minding her business, and he's like, we got caught up on the wrong page. Like, just let me go. It's fine. If you don't let me go, I know spells. And it's, the implication it's the same spell that Marco used before. And she's like, I know you need a secret to do that. And I've already told everything to Marco, so you're shit out of luck. And he's like, oh, you think I don't have my own secrets? I have less than a month to live.
Plot twist.
And then break. Yeah. And she's like, oh, shit. And he's like, don't worry. It's not contagious. But I'm gonna die. At which point he puts Alana to sleep and picks up Hazel, which because it's as she's falling asleep, she's like, "Oh no, please don't hurt Hazel." And that's when he grabs her and he's like, "Oh, beautiful goddamn name." And I'm like, "Oh, good grandfather."
Yeah,
I
like-
just love her little fucking cat there. Hazel's just the cutest all the time.
Hazel's so adorable.
Yeah.
Dude,
wee horns.
I mean, like, I understand why she's very like hostile towards Bar, like trying to like hurt her daughter because she was raised to like hate people with horns because they're savages or whatever. But he just wanted to see his granddaughter. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
He has a month to live, for Christ's sake. Like, come on.
But and also, to be fair, I don't think it's so much that because, you know, of course she's with Marco. Her view has definitely changed. I think a big part of it is they've been hunted down since the moment they ran off. So they've rarely been met with kindness. The one time they were met with kindness and given that garage so that Alana could give birth, he sold them out.
Exactly.
You know, people showed up to kill them. So it makes sense why she's hesitant.
Word.
Yeah, didn't like her allies come and kill her at some point?
I mean, they have no allies at this point.
They have no allies right now.
At some point, like the people in the military that she was in.
Oh,
we know her. We're gonna kill her. That's what I meant by allies.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone's looking for them on both sides.
Are we ready for 8?
I mean, any other thoughts on this overall issue? I think it's good. It's a good issue.
Good too, yeah.
I like really fucking love Bar like so much, just off of like this introduction. I think he's awesome.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing a lot of character development with him. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah. All right. So off to 8. You're gonna pull up the. There we go. I just want to take a minute. I love this.
The covers are. This cover's so good.
Yeah, I really like. I don't know what about it, but I really like images of like relaxing on high tech equipment. You know, like, I think it's just so cool. I don't know what it's about, but I think it's so cool. It's like, yeah, no, it's nonchalant, whatever. I'm badass.
Before we jump into this, would it be unprofessional if I make myself a cup of tea?
Yes, but do it anyway.
Yeah, it would do it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to take us with you the entire time.
I will.
Yay.
So, issue 8 starts off with Alana reading a quality book, and she is absolutely shocked by it, like mind-blowingly shocked by it. It opens to, I guess it's like a prison cell area where Marco's being held at the time, and she turns to one of her coworkers, blasting about how amazingly like written this book is. And when she starts to talk about it, she explains that it's between these 2 aliens of different races, and there's nothing interesting. It's kind of basic and boring. Like it's very mundane.
Yeah.
And for that, she's able to pull out what's it called? That it's possible for people of different backgrounds to get along, and that future on as we continue to read, there's going to be a big thing that we see. As she hands her coworker the book, she goes walking down to the prisoner's cells, and she sees Marco on the ground, chained up. They make eye contact with one another, and this is the first time that they met.
Yeah.
She comes in, he tries to talk, boom, smacked in the face. Really disrespected this man.
I love this page so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
This is what, in romantic comedies, this is called the meet cute. Like, it's such a clever play on, like, on all of that. The typical, like,
yeah.
This is gonna be my wife.
From the first moment she beat the shit out of me, I knew.
Yeah.
She was the one for me.
Honestly, if the Alana fucking smacked me across the face with a rifle, I'd marry her too.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm attracted to people who can kick.
I also just want to say real quick that, like, especially in like the last page when like Marco's trying to speak to her, I love how like they don't like, you know, do the typical like comic book thing where it's just like they have those little brackets and then like English to imply that they're speaking a different language, but they just straight up just have his language in a speech bubble like in blue because like it's also called blue. So
That's what I want Spanish to be like in comics.
I think the comic or the language in the comics is so fucking cool because if you know a little bit of a bunch of different languages, you can pick up a lot of what's being said.
actually, I thought I saw some Spanish in there.
No,
Like,
there's some Spanish, there's some German, like they just throw in a whole bunch of stuff, and like
interesting.
it's cool being able to like, especially in like last chapter that, or not last chapter, but chapter 6. There's a point where he's saying like, "This is my child, this is my kid and my wife," and you can see what he's saying, and I was like, "Holy shit!" It's the coolest fucking like.
Big blue, kind of. Oh my god.
I can understand blue. Yay!
Back to the comic.
Yeah.
We cut back to the wooden spaceship. Bar, being quality grandpapa, is tucking little girl Hazel in, and what's it called? Alana's waking up from the spell that he put her under. Well, at least tries to. And falls out of the bed, passes out, and puts her back in bed because he's good grandpa, and we love grandpa.
Exactly.
Then we go back to the mother who has no name and Marco fighting this disgustingly beautiful man.
No.
Did you never mind. I was gonna ask if you had the slide where it's just his testicles.
No. No.
So they're fighting. Marco uses smart boy magic, and he's able to entangle the legs and arms of this gigantic beast, knocking him down.
I love that. It's such a cool, like, more showcasing more of the magic. And I like it a lot.
How powerful it is. They could take down this gigantic monster.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to communicate, Marco uses the rings to ask, "What's happening with this planet?" I forget. Oh, yeah. In this one scene, Marco's mom starts talking shit about his family, and Marco just straight shoots lightning at her.
Dude, I took this page out because I don't want to add too many images, but it's so cool.
Yep.
Bro, you should have switched that one.
I should have switched those, but it's fine. It's whatever.
I would much rather have had that one than the one with the actual testicles.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah. And he says that this is the last time you ever say a cruel word about the mother of my child. And then he ends it with, "Please." Because, yeah, you can't talk shit to mom.
Exactly. Also, I just want to say real quick that you missed something real quick about. She mentions that like the rings that he uses are Gwendolyn's rings, and
I thought we already knew that. Like from.
I'm just saying for the audience, just in case.
Okay, yeah. Gwendolyn was his ex-girlfriend who he planned to marry. So ex-fiance. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
And then like she was literally just like, "You should be ashamed of yourself breaking that poor girl's heart." And then he was like, "But mom, you hated Gwendolyn. You literally hated her."
But at least she didn't have wings.
And then you called her a worthless draft dodger.
Oh god, we love racist parents. Anywho, back to the wooden ship. We have Alana sleeping, baby on chest. Very nice, very maternal. And she wakes up to a package on her bed. And it's clothes. She finally puts on some goddamn pants. Yeah. And after she puts on the pants, we go back to Bar, working with a spindle and making clothes.
That is right?
I think it is.
Spindle? Spin wheel? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a spindle.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I know things.
I'm just making sure because I didn't know what it was.
I really like the creativity of using flowers and turning it into.
I know, right? It's so cool. I love every scene of like Bar making stuff. I think it's so fucking cool.
Yeah, the whole the background entirety of this section, I love it so much. Yeah. And he's working on these clothes, and they're designed to resist magic, but they're nothing against blunt weapons. So he says, try not to get stabbed or shot by ballistics. And as he's explaining that, he gets a heart attack. Oh no! Well, not a heart attack, but his heart hurt. Says, "Oh, it's the sickness that I mentioned in issue 7. Remember that? Yeah, it hurts." And he says that he didn't mention it to his family yet. And Alana's pushing the point that you probably should tell your family that this is something that you really should know.
Exactly.
And he says, "I don't want them to spend the rest of my days having them worry about me and pitying me. I want to spend time with my family." Let's see.
I want to go into more detail, like with what Bar can do. So, like, essentially, Alana comments like, "Oh, like these are cool, these are nice fancy clothes." No, he's not a seamstress. He's like he makes battle armor, but like battle armor is essentially our clothes, that his military wears, and they can resist gunfire, but not like edged weapons or anything like that. So like it's bulletproof, but like not knife proof or sword proof. And then Alana makes a comment saying that like I love that it makes my tits look great. Like it really showcases like that comment showcases like she like her humor, and I think it's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, they continue talking about it. It shifts to Alana loving Marco and blah blah blah.
Yeah, that part's so sweet. That he just like
I don't think I could do it justice explaining it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's talking about Marco, and she's like complaining. She's like, he annoyed the shit out of me at first, and like he laughs at his own jokes, and that's the worst thing you can fucking do. Dad is like, well, why are you with him then? And she says, because
he's fucking beautiful.
And he's like,
fucking beautiful.
Make sure you look current forever. And she goes, no, I know. I wasn't talking about the looks.
And I thought it was so sweet. Oh my god. It's so sweet.
What does anyone say that to me?
Yeah, why does no one say that to me?
Yeah. Everyone deserves an Alana.
Honestly.
Yeah. So
Alana.
Yeah. Why can't she be real? But anywho, after this very touching moment, we go back to Marco and Mother, who shall not be named, talking to Ogre Thing, asking for an explanation of where their babysitter is. And he replies, "Fart will eat your souls and piss them out Fart's anus." So from context clues, we could assume that his name is Fart, which sounds a lot like Fart. Yeah. And he says also he saw the girl and ran up to an abandoned castle, but they won't be able to make it in time before the birth. Marco asks him to elaborate and explains that this entire planet is in actuality an egg and it is about to hatch. Ooh, trouble. Oof. Yeah. We go back to, I guess, the secretary for the freelancers.
He's like, I don't know what to call him. He's like
secretary.
He's secretary?
I guess. An agent.
What?
That's an agent.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And talking on the phone, talking to this person shows up in the area. Boom! Gwendolyn. You remember Gwendolyn? Marco's
Gwendolyn?
Yeah, Marco's ex.
Gwendolyn?
Gwendolyn.
What?
I love Gwendolyn. Pretty much.
Dude.
This will be the theme of this series. Is just me being in love with all of the women.
Yeah.
This Gwendolyn?
Huh?
Yes. Did you take that? Were you saying Gwendolyn just so you could pull up of her image?
Yeah. Because I took off the screen share by accident.
Yeah, this is great.
No, I love her design. Very more dark skinned characters, people.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love the afro. Nubian, hella Nubian. Love it.
And on that note, so ends issue 8. Thoughts?
I love it.
It's one of my favorite issues. It's really good, really heartfelt.
Yeah, there's very heartfelt moments.
Bar is nice, Dad.
Bar is my favorite character so far in this entire volume. He's so sweet, and I love him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the stuff with Bar, like the fact that like he makes armor that are closed, but it's funny. Um,
Mhm.
the stuff with Marco and his mom, because like it's very you can notice that like with them two, like Marco and Marco's mom is very similar to Alana, where she's a lot more brooding, while her father's a lot more like passive and chill, like he is.
Yeah.
So even though even though Alana and her are from different races, there are a lot of similarity. They're pretty much the same person, and it's very funny. So when it comes to saying like date someone, when you when a person's like, oh, like when a relative's like, oh, like when you have to find a wife, date someone that's like your mother. He literally did that like subconsciously.
A lot of people do that subconsciously.
Word.
It's if you look into like attachment theory, like it's a thing.
And the whole egg thing is was like, damn, that's an egg that they're on. That's disgusting.
That's the beauty of life. It is gross as beautiful.
Oh, why? Why?
Anything else?
Go around.
I'm good. Lynn, do you have anything else to say about issue 8?
I think I'm good on issue 8.
Cool, cool.
Awesome. So, entering issue 9, we start off.
Hold on. Let's
Yep.
just talk about this cover real quick.
I love that it looks like a fucking 80s bodice ripper. Like,
This
Yeah.
looks like a a cover of like a very fancy porno mag from like the 70s.
Specifically to people who like spiders.
And like I love how like I mean or like a romance novel. Well, most of these covers, some of these covers,
Not a romance novel for me.
yeah, mostly some of these covers are like tropes of romance novels, but like I love how like it's like if she was an actual human, she'd be wrapping around her arms like that, but it's more multiple arms.
Yeah.
Just like what?
And can we just talk about the Will's beef, man? Man's a
What?
brick wall of meat.
His washboard abs.
Yeah, man. Goddamn. So now that we finished simping over the Will, let's go. The story starts off. It's Sextillion with girl with sun helmet. I don't remember her name.
Sun mama.
Sun Mama. I'll
Yeah.
take that. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if you weren't choking, but Sun Mama.
No, I'm not.
that's her name is Sun Mama.
Well, she's holding up a gun to the Will, planning on escaping with Slave Girl.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
I realized these dudes had tongues for belly buttons.
Yeah. They don't have heads, so like their heads are like their shoulders, and they have eyes on like each shoulder blade, and then their tongues.
No, Mikey, you're wrong.
What? Am I wrong?
Their eyes are where their nipples are.
God, why are you?
That is not a shoulder blade.
Why are you critiquing male perfection all the time?
Oh, I didn't look at it. I like skipped over that.
Here.
I hate that.
Body is beautiful. How dareth thou? But back to these majestic men and Sun Mama. God, I hate that name. They're holding up the Will, saying that he's not going to leave this place with a slave girl. And he says, I think my partner has something to say about that. And Sun Mama says, oh, fucking that cat bitch? Nah. And Will replies, not that partner, this partner. And boom, I forget her name. The stalker. The stalker.
The stalk.
Yeah, the stalk.
She's alive.
Yeah, she's alive.
Oh, pretty
good. Yeah. What's up, Lynn?
I'm quoting TikTok audios. Just ignore me.
Oh, okay. She absolutely decimated the Sextillion workers, and they have this nice little scene between Will and the stock. They look at each other, they say hey, and then they just make out. They have a conversation, planning out a little future together with the slave girl, and the stock asks her name, And she replies, God. And they're like, what? And then she turns into a demon. And it's revealed that the Will was having a dream, waken up by Cat. And also, yeah, Lion Cat. And also Gwendolyn found him sleeping at some alien beach and complaining about his work and the fact that he's not hunting the two down. She's planning on joining them, and it's revealed here that she has some personal issues with Marco. I think that's the majority of what happened here. She just joins in. Am I missing anything?
What, in like that scene? Nah, basically.
Okay, yeah. Will agrees that she could come along under one condition. She has to help him get Slave Girl out of S.H.I.E.L.D. She calls up son Mama. Oh wait, it's Mama's son.
Okay. Mama's son? Okay.
Yeah, Mama's son.
I like Son Mama better.
I do like Son Mama better.
All right. Son Mama it is. Call from Gwendolyn. She's pretending to be a high-ranking official, demanding that the slave girl be released for a bullshit reason, obviously. And she falls for it, but not hook, line, and sinker. She tells them, meet them at this gas station in this nowhere planet. And it's revealed to be a trap. They knew that it was the Will secretly getting access to the slave girl, and they brought these naked mole rat henchmen with alien Tommy guns to fight. Yeah.
The creature design is just so great. Yeah. It's just the best part of this book because they're just so weird, like these weird ideas and combinations.
Mm-hmm. They're all still humanoid, which I like.
Yeah.
I really would really like to see something more. Well, no, I feel like it's quality out of the ordinary as is. We are starting off the fight scene. Will uses his lance that can extend and cuts one of the henchmen in half. And let's see, should I explain this? Gwendolyn uses magic.
Word.
They save the girl. Yeah, I feel like that's the only thing that are important.
Exact same spell that Marco used to when he raged out at his mom, and then Gwendolyn literally quotes, "My boyfriend taught me this," right after, like she does it. Oh, my ex-boyfriend, my fault. Next fiance.
More hinting for the reader to show that this is Gwendolyn, the Gwendolyn, Marco's ex. The Will gets back on the case after retrieving the girl. The girl wakes up from her nap and says that she's hearing a necklace, and obviously they think she's crazy. And then she elaborates, "No, I hear, Gwendolyn, your necklace, and it's sad, and it's missing your extra pairs." And the extra pairs being Marco's rings, which were originally Gwendolyn's rings. And she knows where they are, and Will asks, "Where are they?" And she points. And that's the lead in order to find the group, the family pack. So ends 9. Closing thoughts.
It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was cool. I like the Will. For now, I'm.
Yeah, I like the Will for now. I mean, you and Declan have stated that you don't like him, so I feel like we're gonna hate him. But so far, I think he's cool.
I used to like the Will, so I have a hard time now, like going back and reading through. I'm like,
word. I think I think this was nice to get like an issue of just like everything from like the Will's perspective of what's happening instead of like taking a break from like Marko and Alana, which isn't a bad thing, but like I think it's interesting. And like Gwendolyn showing up and Gwendolyn deciding to team up with him is going to be a real issue. Comic Girl, she's cool, I guess. I love how like I remember from like last episode, like people that hail from comments, everyone thinks that they're fucking weird, and I think it's hilarious. Yeah, it was good stuff. I love fucking Marco's lance. That's such a cool idea. Like, what?
You said Marco's lance.
Sorry, yeah, the Will's lance. My fault. The Will Smith is so fucking cool because like I love how the Badger mole aliens asked like, "Oh, you're gonna have a sword?" I was like, "It's not a sword, bro. Just like, extendo pull."
That reminds me of Goku's extendo pull thing, which I think was from the Monkey King.
It
I
was probably
Yeah, I hope it was like a nod to that. But it also, I think it's from something else too. Like that Lance reminds me of something else more Lance-like from a other thing, and I can't remember it.
Mm,
You guys remember anything? No,
I
I
don't
forget
know.
my long shot.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't put a name to it. But yeah,
Yeah,
it was good stuff. I mean, it's more cooking. Um, it's just it's an interesting Will issue, being like he misses the stock. He wants to save Moon Girl for some odd reason, and Gwendolyn, Marco's ex, is joining him, and then she's gonna cause problems. And
yeah.
it's yeah,
But at least she's hot.
yeah. At least she's hot. And the thing is, like, respect to Brian K. Vaughan and like not making all the characters just look white. Like he
Mm,
wants to like more implement more like diversity, which
yeah,
I love. So
yeah,
good
I
on
can
good on
it.
him. And Fiona Staples, of course. All right. So I think I'm gonna talk about issue 10.
Only if you want to, Mikey.
Only if I okay, yeah, then we're not gonna talk about it. We're just gonna do issue 12. Okay, Lynn?
Issue
Oh,
12.
okay.
What
I'll
about
do that.
11? We're just gonna skip 11.
Yeah, we're just gonna skip 11, just go to 10.
Yeah, I'm okay with skipping 10, not 11.
Yeah. So issue 10. Here we go. Issue 10 starts with first off, this is a really dope cover. I love this cover a lot. It's
Mm.
very it's foreshadowing a beef between Isabelle and Mom that shall not be named. Um so we get a so the way it starts, we get a splash, a fucking Zaddy Marco. Dude, listen, listen,
Like
listen,
little V at the crotch. You
listen.
know, on.
I identify as heteroflexible, and I fucking love this thing.
Yeah,
I was like, yes,
yeah.
Beefcake
No,
Marco. But we can see
no,
why, like
snack.
Alana likes Marco, you know.
Mhm.
And so like Marco is busy doing. I think it's like the prisoners have to do like slave work. So I think it's like they're mining something, or like no, they're hammering a railroad. There we go.
Railroad, yeah.
They have railroads on planets, and essentially while this is happening, Alana is explaining the book to him, and I love like the next page after, like Alana, like the first panel, she's just so distracted by Marco. um, and
As she should.
essentially like Alana's been reading this book to Marco, and they're essentially talking about Marco think like I don't know if it's Marco or Alana that thinks this, but like I think or they both think that like
Marco.
there's a higher meaning to this book.
Marco's the one talking about it, but they both think it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like they both think that like this book has a higher meaning, and just Marco's just going way deep into it, and then essentially I think like he talks about like how like everyone should be like he basically like all races should be free and they should and like war is basically pointless, and then essentially Alana decides to after hearing that and just like hearing Marco's insights, and obviously he's shirtless, to decides to shoot his chain off. And he's like, Alana, what are you doing? Like, I'm a prisoner. And oh, because it was revealed that he was gonna be sent away to another camp, and in this camp, this prison, no one comes back from. So essentially, like after like hearing all this and like connecting with Marco, she decides to shoot him free. And she's like, "What are you doing? Like, this is you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be a traitor to your landfall. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is illegal." And she was like, "You know what, Marco? I don't care because like we can just like after just like getting to know you and like our connection with this book, I feel like I like I think I have like feelings for you or whatever." And they're like, "Okay, whatever, that's cool."
Whatever.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look at me.
Or whatever.
I mean, look at me. Like, come on now. You wanna love all this. Um, yeah, but like she's basically just like, I have no idea why I'm doing this, but I feel like it's the right thing to do. And then he's like, you're being an enemy. He's like, yep, I know. But like he's like, listen, we can run away together, we can hide. Like, what do you think? It's okay. I think we should do it. And then they share a nice little kiss. And it's very sweet. I'm just like, oh. Um, so then it transitions back to Marco and his mom. and they're walking around this egg, not planet, trying to find Isabelle, and they come across these weird ass witches or whatever, and like they're essentially like these pale witches, and they have white hair, and their eyes are like glowing black, and like they wear these cloaks, but their heads are upside down, and it's very disgusting. And essentially, like Marco is trying to be like, forgive us, we mean you no harm, and then they explain like, oh no, like we're called the midwives, and our job is to prepare, like our job is to take care of the offspring that's gonna hatch, and it's gonna hatch soon, like hence midwives, like they're watching a baby, and he's asking if you've seen our friend, and then you're like, nah, we haven't seen her at all, and then fucking Isabelle shows up in the form of a gorilla.
Harambe.
It shows up as Harambe, and it's like, what the fuck? And then she scares them all off, and she's like, "Yeah, that's right." He's like, fleeing terror, bitches, and I fucking love Isabelle so much. And then fucking his mom obviously doesn't know that she can like cast illusion. She's like, "What the fuck is happening?" It's like, "Oh no, wait, no worry, it's just me." And he's like, "Oh yeah, thanks for banishing me, by the way. I really appreciated that." And they literally like start having an argument with each other, and then a rumble starts happening, and essentially like she's like, "Okay, she's like, we have to get out of here because this thing's about to fucking hatch, and that's not gonna be good." So yeah, Marco casts a spell. So then essentially it transitions back to Alana and Bar, and literally I, I love
You
this scene.
learned something on this one.
I did. I texted in the chat that I learned something from this. So Alana starts to rush to Bar and being like, oh my gosh, I broke her. I broke Hazel. What do I, oh my, I'm freaking out." It's like this thing just like he's like, "Alana, what happened? Calm down." Like I was giving Hazel a bath, and like I was just wiping her off and cleaning her up, and this thing just fucking fell off, and I don't even know what the fuck this thing is. and then and he was just like, and he looks at Hazel, like, "Oh, congratulations, your baby officially has a belly button now." And he's just like, but like I broke it off. She broke it, and he's like, Alana is like, "Look, it's the last of her umbilical stump. Like it's perfectly normal. And it's like all children start off with one when they're born, and then wings and horns alike. So it's nothing to worry about." Essentially like it's and he's surprised that it detached this long. For our audience, I had no idea what the fucking umbilical stump was. And then I looked up photos. It's disgusting and I hate it. Okay? It is nasty. So if I didn't know this and potentially I had children, I would be as freaked out as Alana right now in this very instance. Okay.
Parents are.
Exactly.
You wouldn't eat the child's jerky, Mikey?
Ew! What the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay, banned from the show.
I regret nothing.
Yeah.
It had to be said.
But then Alana literally starts talking more with Bar and be like, Bar, I swear to God, I'm not as awful as a parent as I made it look. He's like, listen, that's it. And I love how one Bar says to her, like, listen, it takes a lifetime to learn how to be a parent. And then it's like, and by the time you finally start to figure things out, and and then she's like, "Sir, please, when your wife and son get back, you have to tell them, like, you're gonna die in a month. Like, come on now." And he's like, you have to tell them, like, you don't have much time left. And he's like, "Do any of us have much time left?" I like that thought. So then Marco, his mother that shall not be named, and Isabelle, they show up right here. They show up via magic, and she's like, "Baby, you're here," and then she's like, "Dear, you're here," and then fucking I love this, like Hazel starts to like are just like being happy towards Isabelle because they're connected, and she's like, "Oh, I missed you too," and essentially this cranking sound starts to happen, and then Alana's like, "Asteroids? Why are there fucking asteroids? They shouldn't be happening. Like, it doesn't make any sense." And she's like, Elizabeth's like, "Yeah, about that. We should fucking go." And then they see the fucking outside the window, and the egg starts to hatch, and it's this fucking amazing double page like spread of this fucking alien baby that's ginormous, it's as big as a planet, pops up, and it's called a time suck, I believe.
Yep.
And essentially, after like once this happens, an alarm starts to go off, and essentially Alana, I'm sorry, Isabelle and Marco figure out they're like, holy shit, I think there's another ship. I think there's another ship that's nearby, and then Marco exclaims, "What kind of ship?" And that means, and it transitions to the Will and the Stock. The Will and Gwendolyn and Lion Cat are on their tail, like they're literally right behind them, and essentially, they start to like, they start looking around and seeing that like they can't really track the ship well. Obviously, they can't see a ship because the ship's made out of wood. But then they notice this big ass time suck, and then he's like, "Holy shit, we gotta get the we gotta like chill. We cannot attack these people because if we do, it's gonna fucking bother the time suck, and it's gonna be huge fucking problems." Wendland's like, "What the fuck is a time suck?" And he's like, He's like, and literally like he described it as a astrological super predator, and he said that like he once saw one take out an entire armada. So it basically is a good idea of like how this what this time suck can do. She's like, I don't give a fuck. We got to fucking destroy their fucking ship right now. It's heat seeking, so it should still detect the ship, even though we can't see it on our radar. They were like, Will's trying to stop her. She fucking fires the rocket anyway, and then it cuts back to the good guy's perspective. The fucking the missile's about to hit them, and then she's like, and then she somehow gets, and then the Alana gets the ship to like tells the ship to fucking dodge that shit. She fucking dodges that shit, but then the fucking missile hits the goddamn time suck. And then the time suck gets irritated. And I love this. Wow. Like they weave the fucking rocket. Fucking the Will's choking Gwendolyn out. And it's so, he's like, bitch, what the fuck did you do? You were trying to kill us all. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I love that shit. So then essentially, when the time slot gets hit by the missile, it like like protrudes like this black like goo or whatever, like from its eyes and its mouth, and it immediately attaches to the Will ship, and like it's just like it opens the hull. Everyone's like things are being sucked out, and then I love what Hazel says in this fucking pen. It's so fucking good, and is huh?
What did she say?
So essentially, she says, like, I'm gonna read this off of the book. And it's like, when former lovers fight, innocents get caught in the crossfire. The end of a long-term relationship is so destructive it can impact friends, colleagues, or people that you've never met. But that's the nice thing about collateral damage. By definition, it's completely incidental to the mission at hand. As long as the right people win, who cares if some random nobody gets hurt in the process? Acceptable losses, etc. And
So,
then I see the next page and I was like, I don't want to fucking read this anymore.
so deep, bro. So deep.
And then it's when after she says all that, like acceptable losses, etc., Lion Cat's out in the vacuum of space, and I'm just like, oh no, I'm done. I'm fucking done. It's over. Fuck this book. They just killed the best character.
Why
But
even live at this point?
yeah,
Can't live alongside us.
yeah, another goddamn twist, and that is the end of issue 10. And it's amazing splash. I love this page a lot. It's very well done, but it made me fucking sad and upset. So any thoughts on issue 10, guys?
I hate how kind of cute his body is. It's kind of like me. And like, it just reminds me of my cat, but also he's suffocating, so that's upsetting. Yeah, I have nothing to say.
Nothing to say?
No, I got nothing to say.
It's a
I'm
good
happy
issue.
I'm happy Harambe came back for his revenge.
Yeah.
Anything else? Yeah, no.
I love the thing with the stump. I think it was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
They've
My
got-
parents kept mine. I'm not sure. I doubt they kept yours, Mikey.
What? You can keep it?
Yeah, it's a common thing, dude.
What? Why?
The reason why some people's parents keep like teeth.
Yeah, they have it like a little baggie in like a what's it called, a photo book of my baby photos. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, that's gross. And like, yeah, it is. But also cute. And I'm like, okay, mom, you're weird. And then we never talked about it again.
Lynn, do you have any thoughts on issue 10?
No, I think we wrapped it up pretty well.
Okay. Well, I want to say it's a good issue. I love the Marco's mom and Isabelle's rivalry. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
the umbilical, the comedy with the umbilical stump is funny. I hate Gwendolyn right now because she killed Lion Cat. I'm not about it. Yeah, fuck that bitch right now. I'm not a fan. Okay, so we'll move along to issue 11.
Okay, I'm ready.
So it transitions to issue 11, where and I love this cover. It's such a dope cover. Like so good.
His face is perfect.
Honestly. But this is probably my favorite fucking issue because not only what we're gonna see with Bar, but immediately the first splash page you get is just Marko and Alana just having like very intense sex. And it's just like, okay, well, this is happening.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was debating with when I wanted to put this page up because I think it's hilarious that like she's just grabbing him by the horns while they fuck. It's just so funny. But anyway, they both reach the mountaintop and it's over. And then he's just saying like, oh God, was that amazing? That was so amazing, like the best one yet. And then she was like, wait a minute, did you just like inside of me? And he was like, yeah.
Inside of me?
Yeah, you just ejaculate inside of me. And she's like, yeah, of course you did. You told me to. Like what the fuck? He's like, no. That was sexy Alana. Sexy Alana, she's a crazy person. She's obsessed with like her nipples, like obsessed with her nipples, and uses the word dick unironically. She's not to be trusted. Why the fuck would you trust that? And he was just like, so you told me you didn't enjoy it? I love what she says. She was literally just like, I came like a dump truck, Marko. Of course I enjoyed it.
I want to have his babies. I love Marko.
Oh my God. It's like it's just like, what? But this it's such a real conversation.
Yeah.
And like it's I love like it feels like a real conversation would happen in this scenario, and it's good writing. But anyway, so but she basically have this very interesting talk about Marko nutting inside her, and she's basically just talking about like, dude, why would you do that? Like, we're fugitives. Like
bro, how you gonna nut inside me like that, bro? That's like a party foul. What the fuck, bro?
It's a party foul. But essentially, she's like, dude, like, he's like, we're because like you can't do that because like, what if we like, like we're fugitives and like, we're not. And he's like, what do you mean we're fugitives? We're free. No, we're not free, Marko. This isn't free. We're fucking on top of a rooftop, like on our distant planet. We don't have a house. We don't have a house. Like, and plus, well, if we have kids, like, how can we raise kids in the middle of a fucking war? And we're like, and we belong on both sides of it. Like, that's not gonna work out. And it's like. And then it's like, listen, like, Marko's like, we don't even know if we can even have children. Like, we're from two different races. Like, we don't even know if like we can even have kids. Like, so what's not to worry about? But like, here's the thing, Marko. Like, and things like Marko's talking about, even if we did have a kid, like it could be like a symbol of like our two races meeting together and like our love. Like, and she's like, children are not a symbol. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, this isn't a fucking
sauce.
What happened?
She says it needs applesauce.
It needs applesauce.
And other baby things.
Yeah, he's like, it needs applesauce and playpens and like an assload of other things to provide while we're on the goddamn run. Like, what the fuck, Marko? And she's just like, okay, just to be clear, like, he's like, he's like, just because your exact words were, please shoot it in me. Please shoot it in my twat. Those are your exact words. This is so funny. It's like,
isn't that beautiful?
And she's like, yeah, I know. And Lacey's like, listen. He's like, what will we even name it? And he's like, oh, I always want to name my son Bar. And she was like a tavern, like the soap. And she's like, it's my father's name. Oh no, it's a great, lovely name. Don't I love it. And then I love what Hazel says, and it's so cute. And she says, in that moment, my mother prayed with all of her might that her firstborn child would be a girl. And some dreams really do come true. And it's like, aw. But yeah, so then it transitions back to the present, where Also, do y'all think real quick? Do y'all think this was like the? Do y'all think that this was like the day that Hazel was like conceived or not?
I think that's what's implied.
It's implied. Okay. Um. So anyway, it's basically like goes back to the present day. With the crew getting about to get sucked into the time suck, and essentially what the deal is that they see this other ship and they realize, oh shit, I hope this ship is okay, and but they're noticing that like the time suck essentially its mouth is a black hole, so they're getting sucked in, but the ship does not have enough power right now due to like the damage, due to like some damage that they received from it. So then Marco and his mom decided to go to the furnace because the furnace is where all the energy is stored for the ship, and it transitions back to fucking
Mitochondria.
it's the mitochondria, and
Yeah.
it transitions back to the Will and Gwendolyn fucking Lion Cat's in space, and you think he's dying, but then the Will pulls a fucking Matumbo and decides to he pulls a fucking Star Lord and decides to go out in space and fucking save his cat. And I think it's so fucking awesome. And then Gwendolyn casts a spell, and yay, he's alive. It's so great. Don't you love it that the Lion Cat isn't dead? Because I sure do. I would have
Yeah, I
definitely
don't think
stopped
I
reading
could
this damn
handle
book.
a death from a loved character right now. It would really bother me if I like died.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pulls a Star Lord, goes in, saves Lion Cat. I love the bottom panel on this page, like to show how long this fucking like lance goes. It's fucking ridiculously like the range. But then after he saves Lion Cat, I said Gwendolyn puts a spell to seal the breach, and then transitions to Marco and his mother. Basically they need the ship runs on mystical energy, and essentially there's not a, they can't just burn wood, like it just wouldn't give him enough of a boost to get out of the time suck. So he decides to fucking but his mom is like, listen, Marco, we can just leave. We can just abandon your wife and your monstrosity of a child and just start fresh, start anew. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no. So then he takes the fucking helmet, which has a bunch of magical energy, and throws it in the fucking furnace.
And
And
sentimental value.
yeah, and it has sentimental value, and it can teleport. So he just throws it in the fucking furnace. The ship has enough magical energy that they need to fucking to get out of the time token, and they fucking boost out of there. And it transitions to fucking to Alana, Bar, and Isabelle. The ship's boosting, but like there's a lot of damages that like they think that, like the amount of speed that they're going at, it might destroy the fucking ship. So like it's causing some damage. So then fucking Bar pulls a goddamn Spider-Man and decides to use his seamstress magic to start mending the ship, and I think it's fucking awesome. And I love the way like this shit is drawn. It's so fucking cool. He's just fucking just like he just has all these multiple strands connecting to the ship, as you see here on this page. He's
Yeah,
coming in.
I love Bar so much.
Yeah,
He's
he's
great.
coming in clutch. But then like literally like Alana's like, please, why don't do this? Like it's working, but like you're putting some shit on your heart. But he's like, no, I can do it. I can do it. And then like the ship starts to stabilize, and then it starts they boost out of the time suck. But then it is revealed that like his heart starts to like starts to hit, and he drops to the ground, and like this is where like I almost cried.
No, I'll be fine, Mikey. He'll
He
get better.
literally like he's kneeling on the ground, and Alana tries to go to comfort him to see if he's okay, and then literally he looks at these three transitional panels of him just looking directly at Hazel, and he's like, God, well look at those peepers, and he's like, when you get to my age, you think you've seen everything, but then
Peepers.
you can see everything, but like, God damn, this is he thinks like seeing Hazel's the best thing he's ever seen, and then he just drops to the and he just like then he starts to like go unconscious, and oh God, oh so good, and then it transitions back to Marco and Gwendolyn. They're checking in
Who?
Moon Girl after
The Will, Mikey.
the Will, right? I keep saying Marco, my fault. The Will and Gwendolyn, they're checking on Slave Girl, and he's just making sure that she's dead. Like Marco's like, is she dead? He's like, nah. Gwendolyn's like, nah, like she'll be fine. And it's like, and then literally it's like Gwendolyn's like, oh, the void took a toll. on her, but I think she'll be okay. And she's like, and he looks at her like dead in her face, like, yeah, she better be. And I'm just like, oof, he about to throw some hands. And, but he also threatened to like, I'll make sure that Lion Cat, like, I'll make sure that like Lion Cat will do whatever she wants to if she's not okay. And she's just licking her fucking thing, like ready to fucking pounce. And essentially, they talk about like, oh, like the targets out there. Um, it's weird because like that thing we saw, like I don't know what the fuck it was. Like, were they near us? Like, what the deal was? And like, yeah, like looked like some kind of rocket shit. And then like that it transitions back to uh Marco and his mother check on his family, and then we see Marco Alana giving his bar CPR, and just like you see the look on his mom and his face are just like fucking stunned, and it's just like it's so good. And then we see Marco, like Alana, like his mom starts to rush to help to see like to help Bar, and then literally Alana says he's dead, and then you just see these two panels of Marco. And we just see these panels of Marco as an adult, and it goes to a flashback of him as a kid, and it goes to one of like his one of the cherishing moments he has with his father, of him essentially like what is a kin? An alien version of him riding a bike. It's him riding a grasshopper with horns. And essentially, and this is all written in the blue language. So like, it's yeah. So like, it's kind of it's like I love how Brian K. Vaughan does for like it's written in another language, but like the visuals can basically tell you what's happening. She's showing, not telling, essentially, and he's nervous about riding his grasshopper. Character's dad trying to motivate him to do it and try not to be scared. And he starts to get on this grasshopper, and he's getting used to it, and he does like this huge fucking jump, and he has a smile on his face, and he cuts back to his dad. Cuts back to Marco in the present day. Marco was stunned thinking about this flashback. He was in shock. He runs up to his dad, and they said that the next morning that they cremated him. Hazel said the next morning that they cremated his father in the belly of the ship, and I still have a scrap of the outfit that he made for me, and that she to this day she uses it as a bookmark, and that's the way it ends, and it's God, it's so good, like goddamn.
Bar died for their sins.
Yeah. Any thoughts on
sex kids?
11?
Dad dies.
It's a very powerful issue.
It is. Yeah. God damn.
Like
it got me with the bike riding scene.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you make me love him more when he's dead?
Yeah. It's that just that contrast of like the last moment he has with his dad to one of the earliest moments with his father. It's just so good.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, with
closing thoughts.
It's like a very powerful issue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's some good stuff. I mean, I love the stuff in the beginning with Alana and Marco, like fucking, and then like discussing how like the ethics of having a child in this world where like where there's a war happening, and even the fact that they even can have kids because of their two because of how of their different biology. It's so interesting, and man, and also fuck Gwendolyn still. I'm still not about it. He almost killed Lion Cat. Luckily that the will came in clutch and saved him. Yeah, this is my favorite issue in this whole arc so far. It's so fucking good.
I will.
All right. So, any other thoughts? When you want to say anything else? Or?
I will remember Bar.
Word.
Forever. Yeah. On my death, he will be my last thought.
Word.
It gets worse from here, so just don't get attached to anyone, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I mean that was something I've always been told by people about this book. Don't get attached to people because, like, even in like when we're doing Invincible, like, don't get attached to anybody because like some of them will die. And
person, I want to love them. I don't care if I get hurt. They need my love. I'll deal with the pain.
All right, so Lynn, you want to talk about issue 12?
Hell yeah.
Take it from Lynn.
My laptop's everywhere. Issue 12, another cool as hell cover.
It's dope.
Just every time she comes out with the best art, it's just so good.
Yeah, so good.
So we start off with a splash of Prince Robot just fucking bleeding out, being cradled by a medic. And he's thinking about some gay porn.
Word.
You know, if you're gonna go out, why not?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna say for the viewers, this kind of does have significance when we learn more about like
No
more about like
spoilers.
the book in a way. So
Yeah.
so yeah, it's
So essentially, he's bleeding out. This medic comes to help him out.
little mouse.
I think it's hilarious. Yeah, just this little mouse medic comes to like, I don't even know what this is. It looks like a syringe, but also like one of the like head massage thingies.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
So it's
The
some sort of
tendrils.
healing thing. But she just goes, no joke, this is gonna hurt like fuck for a second. And then stands way far out and it's just Prince Robot screaming. So you get a little bit of background on how Landfall is using, all of these. Oh, hi Christian.
Got the OG. Thanks for watching us.
Yeah, sort of how Landfall is using all of these other planets for their proxy wars.
Mm-hmm.
And this medic says that she's only helping them so she can get her degree. And at that moment, you get off screen someone yelling masks, and the next panel is just gas coming in, rolling towards them. And she immediately starts freaking out. Like there was a treaty; they weren't supposed to be using gas. Like, this isn't supposed to happen. Prince Robot says, like, are you stupid? Put your mask on. And she just turns around and says, they didn't give me one. And he watches as she's like, am I dying? Like it's, am I gonna be okay? And he's like, maybe you're immune. Like maybe you're fine.
Tis but a flesh wound.
And it turns out it's all a dream. No, you're good, dude.
Yeah, dude, that shit was fucked. I was like, oh my god, just trying to get a degree.
I love that mouse character too. God damn it.
So he wakes up and he gets a call from Special Agent Douche. I always forget his name.
Special Agent Douche.
Am I wrong?
No, he's an asshole.
And he's basically just saying like, hey, you still haven't found them. You're kind of slacking. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, get your shit together, get this work done. And Prince Robot's like, oh, I'm gonna go check out this author because apparently Alana was like super into this author, so maybe there's something there. And he's like, yeah, whatever, go do your thing. If just make sure like word of this doesn't get out because it's gonna look pretty shitty. Like once election season comes around.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, if you'll excuse me, there's someone I've been dying to meet. It's this princess who just has this glow about her. Prince Robot's like, oh, not you threatening my wife. Absolutely not.
Fuck your wife.
Bang
your wife, bro.
Yeah, douche is like, a kid needs a father, so quit dicking around and finish this up.
Fucked up. Like, what the fuck?
And then we meet the best character in this entire series.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I love him so much.
Shout out to Declan who couldn't be with us because he said this is his favorite character in the whole book.
This is so fucking great. So Prince Robot gets off his ship and he's like, "Oh, which way to the author?" And Goose is just like, "Oh no, Mr. Heist don't like visitors, not unless they're lady folk. You lady folk, like,
You lady.
Lady folk.
I love him so much."
Is Goose
But
like
he
is,
goes,
is
like, "Oh no, he
Goose
doesn't
a
like
child? Like
us." He says he doesn't like us, and then immediately goes, "He's over there."
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
wait, I have a question real quick. Is Goose a kid?
No,
Oh, you just
I think he has the brain of a child, though.
no,
because
Goose
when
is
I
just
read
a
him,
very
I voice him as a kid.
I mean,
no,
yeah.
Goose is just a very small seal man.
It's so
I mean, I don't think he's a kid. I've been reading him as an adult this whole time.
I have not. I've been reading him as a kid.
What if like he's actually a horrible person? Like he beats his wife.
He's not.
He's like a deadbeat. Like we think he's so adorable, but he's actually horrible.
It's always the adorable ones with the dark side.
Yup.
I'm looking it up. He has no age, but he is described as a bipedal seal man. So,
I love
Well, if
it.
he's a man, then he's got to be old.
yeah, man, not a boy.
Old enough to pay taxes.
Old enough to pay taxes.
Trying to pay taxes.
Dude, that doesn't say much. I've been paying taxes since I was 15. So,
Oh
I
God.
mean, I love that he's also like he herds like these seal horses, these walrus horses. Like it's so great.
he's so. Anyway, so Prince Robot Knox runs into this author and decides he wants to talk about this book. And Oswald's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll fucking scribble in your book. Like, I don't want to talk about it too long, though." And Prince Robot's like, "Oh, I'm not the first one to seek you out." And he was like, "Oh, no, no, no. There used to be lines, like, people used to come and see me all the time." Um, and he was like, "Oh, have you ever been visited by someone from Reef? Uh, maybe someone accompanied by a new mother from Landfall." And he was like, "Oh no, that sounds weird. What would a nice planetary girl be doing with the satellite thug? That's not right." Um, and Prince Robot pulls out the book that was Alana's and like, "Because of this, maybe." And Oswald's just like, "That fucking book?" Like he was like, "I
I think
read that because it was a fucking I needed money. Print that out and it was nothing." And he was like, "Oh really?" Because like it seems like this is a lot of like pacifist propaganda calling for an action and like just doing nothing. And he was like, "I just wanted my money, dude. Please."
book was intentionally made to be a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Like, what are you doing?
yeah. And at that point, Prince Robot finds a picture of what seems to be a younger version of Oswald, but it turns out to be his son.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, he volunteered, um, and worked for the army for a while." And Prince Robot's like, "Oh well, he's a good man. Where is he now?" He goes, "Oh nowhere. He's dead." uh,
Damn.
Oof.
and at that point, Oswald tells him like they just go back and forth about the war for a while and about being kids, or about having kids. Prince Robot says that his wife is pregnant, and they chat a little more about that. Um, and as Prince Robot's leaving, he goes, "Oh, my condolences again about your son. Like, which battle did he die at?" And Oswald just says, I didn't say where he died." To which Prince Robot turns back around and is like, "Okay, go on. I can tell you're being a little hostile now. You're a little angry." And he was like, "He didn't die during the war. He died after. He hung himself in the bathroom." Um, at which point, Prince Robert starts to call his son a coward. Um, says that Oswald thinks they're all just shell-shocked veterans and that they're all maniacs, and just starts going off on him. And Oswald pulls out a little gun and is like, "You're definitely not getting an autograph now." And Prince was like, "Did you really fucking just like draw on me?" And he's like, "You're a soldier illegally quartered in my residence. I pay my taxes. I know my rights." And then Prince Robot pulls out his laser and shoots him in the knee.
And it's just like, oh, god damn it! My fucking knee, man! Oh, god!
Good knee.
Why didn't you yell to me to attack?
Yeah.
God damn it!
He does that, and Prince Robot's like, "Well, now you have every right to attack me. You know, do self-defense." He was like, "Any rational person would defend themselves, unless they believed what was actually in this book." And he's like, "Are you fucking dumb? Are you crazy? Like, I haven't shot you because this is a fake gun, not because I'm a pacifist. Are you stupid?"
Word.
Like, Prince Robot is like, "No, no, no, no. No more fake shit. No more fiction. I want you to use your real weapon," and pulls the pen out of his jacket pocket and gives it to him. And he says, "I want you to stab me in the neck with this." He's like, I have a weakened circuit in my neck. If you really stab me with it, you could probably kill me."
Enemy.
He said, "Do it now," and then presses his laser up to his head and says, "Or my next shot expands your mind." At which point Oswald throws the pen away. And he just starts going on and he's like, "I bet it's been a long time since you slept through the night." Is basically just calling out Prince Robot and saying, like, "You're probably just as messed up as my son was. Like, you've been through just as much." He's like, I'm not gonna fight you. You know, finish me off already, because it's only gonna boost my sales." And Prince Robot's like, "Okay, well, I'm fairly convinced that these people are gonna show up here, so I'm just gonna stay here until they do. So I'm just gonna, pick up this book at chapter 12 and keep on going." And at that point, it's revealed that
I love this.
they were there the entire time. Prince Robot's waiting for them to show up, but they had already gotten there a week ago. And it's such a
So good.
And I just love Marco's got like his hand over Hazel's mouth.
Word. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
And that's the end of chapter 12.
Word.
Closing thoughts, you guys.
This is probably one of my favorite arcs coming up, and I'm really excited for you guys to read it.
Word. I'm excited, man. It was some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was some good stuff, man. Like, this issue was pretty good. I loved it. I love how it was more Prince Robot focused. Yeah, it was very, and then we see more insight on the author and like how good his poker face is in a way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We get to see Goose. Goose is adorable. I love Goose.
Who's best character?
Is there like a Goose plushie that like Image has?
Oh,
I think so, right? I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks. I think I've seen it on like Skybound's or Image Skybound's website. I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
I hope it's life-sized. I want to leave a life-size Goose plushie by my entrance of my door.
This is a spoiler, but I don't remember what chapter it's in, but in the future there's a scene where Goose just has red pajamas on. This fucking thing. It's like onesie pajamas.
Oh my god, that's adorable. That's so adorable.
Enough pajamas.
Yeah, but this is a good issue. I liked it a lot. Yeah, I like the ending that they were already there. I thought that was a good twist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but any final thoughts on the on everything as a whole?
No.
I'm trying to bring together final thoughts, but my brain is mush.
Yeah, It was good stuff. It was
Bar is dead. Bar is dead.
word. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna word. Yeah, but it was some good stuff. I love the stuff with Bar and and his wife. So such good stuff. Still fuck Gwendolyn though. She almost could lie. I'm still not having it. Nope.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. It's some good stuff. I really like this. I'm excited to see what happens next. So it's
I
yeah.
couldn't
That's all.
help it, and I already found out what happens next, and I am happy.
I have not read it yet. So
We're I gotta see, but y'all might get introduced to Sweet Boy soon.
Ooh.
Sweet boy. I don't remember anyone who's sweet and also a boy.
And also
my
a boy.
Yes. Yes, I don't remember no
I just
sweet
want I just want to put this up real quick. I just want to put this up like R.I.P. to Bar. He was a real one.
Yes. This is what happens when you have premarital sex, kids. Bar dies. So don't do what his kids did.
Oh my
Y'all
gosh.
are gonna get a single panel of Sweet Boy before.
Didn't you mention that Sweet Boy's like your favorite character?
Sweet Boy's so good.
Do you know which issue Sweet Boy gets introduced?
Like the very last one.
Okay.
And it's not even an introduction, you just see him in one of the panels.
Oh yeah, I'm already excited about him. I like Sweet Boys. I guess we're good then.
Yeah, I guess we're good.
Yeah. Do we want to do the outro?
Yeah, so thank y'all for watching. This was volume 2, issues 7 through 12. Not next week, but the following week, because this is bi-weekly. We're gonna talk about volume 3, which is issues 13 to 18. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about it and read it.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Yes, wow. I can't wait. Wow.
Yeah. All right, Chris, you want to do the outro real quick?
I mean, Lynn did the intro.
Oh, so should Lynn just make up an outro on the spot?
You want to make an outro on the spot? Give people advice in the coronavirus times so they don't die.
Stay 6 feet apart. No more than 8 friends. Don't die.
All right. I'm conflicted about that last one, but the first two I can follow no problem.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll catch you. Remember, wash your damn hands, of course. And we'll catch you guys in the next 2 weeks.
Get them safe.
Get home safe, guys.